The final phase of the Keystone XL pipeline is hitting a major snag both nationally and here in Wichita.
As we said before, a group of demonstrators set up on the corner of Rock and 13th with signs supporting the veto on legislation that would approve construction on the pipeline. KAKE's Brian Ramsdale spoke with the demonstrators and the construction company trying to build the pipeline.
I wouldn't even call it a pipeline. It's a conduit of dirt.
Demonstrators on Rock Road stood firm against the construction of a pipeline that would take crude oil refined from oil sands and ship it across Nebraska, South Dakota, and Montana. These people are worried about the problems that could come from this pipeline.
This pipeline will rupture at a rate of 16 times the rate of benchmark crude oil. This pipeline is already proven to fail.
But TransCanada, the company building the Keystone pipeline, says that is not the case.
This is the safest pipeline that will be built. And we can say that because no other pipeline has agreed to the same safety conditions, the same operating upgrades and other features that this pipeline will have.
Phase 2 of the Keystone project connected Steel City, Nebraska to Cushing, Oklahoma, which required a pipeline to be buried under Kansas soil.
Pipelines are the safest way to move products like oil long distances. That's just a fact.
But with the increase of solar and wind energy and the limited supply of fossil fuels left, it is going to be hard convincing these demonstrators that the risk of leaking oil outweighs that of renewable energy.
There are ways in which we can get by just fine, and we can have it all.
There is a large deposit of sand oil in central Canada. The Keystone pipeline would transport the oil south into the Plain States and the Gulf of Mexico, where it could be refined into gasoline and other crude oil byproducts. The demonstrators had set up on 13th and Rock Road because of the proximity to Charles Koch's home. They say that Koch companies are helping fund the pipeline, but in a statement from Koch, we get this. For a number of years, Koch has publicly stated that we have no financial interest in the Keystone XL pipeline. We are not a proposed shipper or customer of the pipeline, and we have taken no position with regard to Keystone XL legislation.